live. Got it, got it. I think it's actually working. What's going on, guys? Oh my god. I have not done a live YouTube video in a minute, and this one is only about 5 minutes late. So, if you didn't see the title, didn't catch the notification in my last video, and just don't know what is going on whatsoever tonight, I'm going to be going through my bag. I got it hidden away right... Oh my god, it's heavy. Right here. Basically, what's going on is the guys over at Torval were nice enough to hook me up with a fresh bag when I was over in Amsterdam for the Drone Clash event. Oh, you know what? Hang on, let me kill this fan. I meant to do that before I got live, but it's going to be all noisy and stuff. So, the point is that I got a fresh backpack, and I've been meaning to do an updated video about all of the gear that I pack in my bag. And it's been on my list of things to do forever, and now that I'm going through the bags and dumping out my old bag and moving it into the new bag, the Betaflight bag has been really great to me over the years, but there's a couple of nitpicky things that have just been bugging me, and I'm going to talk about all of those tonight. I'm not going to fully set up the Torval bag, because when I get a new piece of gear, whether it's a radio, a bag, a quad, whatever it is, I go through a process where I kind of tweak it. I'll try using it one way for a little while, then kind of mess around, move things around, use it a different way, and I will eventually settle into just how it is that I'm going to use that piece of kit all the time. So I don't want to like commit to, this is me packing the Torval bag and this is how it's going to be forever, because it will never be that way. Okay, I have noticed already that, wait, what is, ooh, okay. YouTube tells me that my, oh, come on, let me change that. Alright, my bit rate is too low. Alright, that ought to make YouTube happier. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is emptying out the Betaflight bag and talking about how it served me over the last time. And I realize already that I've totally got... I redid my whole desk so that I got this big area. Normally this monitor sets right here, and I just set the camera off to the side, but I need that room for my bag today. And now your comments are like way over here. I've got to like, what's up, Dangerous FPV? That's a local Atlanta guy. What is up, everybody that's in the chat? I appreciate you all. So glad you're here. But it's going to be a struggle, a real struggle to... Okay, so my bit rate is up. It's still warning me. But I'm going to just assume that everything is going great. If there's anything like, if the stream is sucking for any reason, you guys be sure to let me know, and I will do everything that I can. I think I got everything like in order for tonight's stream. Oh my goodness. I was doing a lot of Twitch streaming before, and now we're moving it over into YouTube, and it's like a whole different system, and I was trying, so many things to learn. What's up, Flight Test? Who is that? Who's manning the keyboard at Flight Test tonight? Is that Alex or JB? All right. Without any further ado, I'm just going to dive right in and get into this bag. Now, as you can see, the Betaflight bag has a lot of things strapped to it. I've got like three quads currently strapped down onto the bag. Now, there's 3 straps in the front of it, but I've never been able to really run 3 quads on the front. It's always been 2, and one of the things has come off, and I don't know where it is, so I can't run but 2 anymore. All right, let's get that third one off. All right, so quads off. One of the things that I do like about this Betaflight bag, I think this pocket was intended as a water bottle holder. I've never used it for water, but I have used this to be the base of where I put like my little Joby tripod when I'm traveling. I'll put the base in here, strap it down on the sides like so, and I can run my Joby or my gimbal, honestly, and carry it through the airport that way. You know what? Okay, we're going to make you quiet, and I'm going to slide open. How's that focus going? So far, so good. I'm going to slide open the door and get us a little bit of a a little bit of a breeze coming in here. It is straight up not a breezy day, but that's okay. So, like I was saying, I've used this side over here a lot to carry my tripods and whatnot, and we have the front pocket. This is stated by Betaflight to be a spot for your props. I think it works great for carrying props. I've been using it to house my Ethix Prop Bag. If you don't know about this, you got a bag for each prop direction and another bag for banged up props that you're going to throw away when you get home or whatnot. Boom. Look, very handy, taking care of things as we're moving it over. Alright, so a few other spare, oops, that was probably loud. A few other spare things, and inside of this, I've always thrown a couple of little extras. I like to have as much spare parts as I can whenever I am at the field, and you'll see that here I've got like a battery strap, a TBS Crossfire Immortal T antenna that's just kind of, I've forgotten that it was up here, honestly. I used to have a bunch of spare parts that I stuffed into there, but you'll see that I've got spare little knickknacks and stuff all over this bag, because if I'm out in the field, traveling, may even be in another country, I kill a receiver antenna, I like if I go and shuffle through my bag that I might find one. So I've got all sorts of nuggets like that hidden away. Now, that's pretty much all that there is in this bag that you access from this side. And that's also one of the reasons that I'm not a fan of this whole prop bag situation, because if you forget to pull your props out of the bag before flipping the bag over, then it's a nightmare to get at without dumping everything on the ground. All right. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with like the Betaflight bag, so I don't want to waste a ton of time talking, oh, this feature and that feature, when you guys already know all that. It's really about what am I using and how am I stuffing it into this bag. You can see that some of the stuff is starting to wear. This is actually my little, you know, I don't need to talk about all of that. In fact, that's your rain pouch pocket, but I like to throw like keys and stuff in there whenever I am traveling on the road and not going to need them for a long time. All right. Wait, before we get into the bag, let's just talk about this. The Betaflight, oh man, I'm like ripping the strap here. Hang on. As you guys can see, on the Betaflight bag, it comes with these little extra straps here and here where you can, it comes with like a GoPro mount for vlogging. So you strap your GoPro and then you've got a like chest mount GoPro whenever you're hiking around with your bag. Now I have used it to strap in this Peak Designs camera capture system, and my big heavy vlog camera that you're currently looking through is about 5 pounds all set up, will lock into this. So if you've ever seen me at an event, when I'm wearing my backpack, I'll strap the camera right here, right on my shoulder. I'm intended to do that with the next bag. It's not got quite as elegant of a spot, but as you can see here, like I said, I've been using this bag for nearly 2 years. It's just getting worn out. It's traveled all over the world. It's bound to happen. It's been a great bag, served me well. I will be moving the Peak Design capture plate over to the new system, but let's see, what else to talk about before we get into the main compartment. All right, these side pockets. Once again, they just end up being stuffed with all sorts of mostly GoPro batteries, somebody's stickers. Hey, this is a cute dog sticker. I'm glad those made it home. All right, we've got a ton of GoPro batteries, an entire Crossfire receiver. I actually believe that this one is dead. Oh man, I wish I had marked that better. I'm pretty sure that that one is dead from my last trip. It died. All right, a random camera, circuit board, more GoPro batteries, a strap, mostly just randomness. Aha, I like this thing. We're going to talk about that real quick. Spare arm, spare main plate from a Stingy V1, baggage claim stuff. Oh, this awesome card. You know what? We'll just do this. You fill it out yourself. What the? This. I don't know where I found this, but I loved it and grabbed it and threw it in my bag. Okay. Some kind of like Tylenol or something from one trip. Alright, let's put that over to the side. Okay, let's see. What up from Guam? Dude, I need to come on the shit show and hang out with you guys. Wait, that's Tuesday night? Let's just make it a thing. Let's just do it. We'll call it right now. What up, Fish? Dang, Fish FPV in here. Fish was all steady on the quad camp streams. I can tell you right now that this other side is going to be a lot more of the same. This is actually a lens brush that is unopened. I like to carry a lens brush. You'll see other photography little knickknacks throughout my bag. This is a camera bag slash a drone bag for me. If you know anything about the vlogs you've seen, I carry a bunch of lenses. I'm always swapping things. So this is just to make sure that I have a nice clean lens when in the field. Also a bunch of double-sided sticky tape. I recently discovered that now they not only sell the double-sided sticky tape in big rolls that takes up a lot of room in your bag, but they sell these little flat pieces here that are like, I don't know. It's kind of split, and you can see I just chop up little bits and pieces of it when I need it. It works great and doesn't take up nearly as much room in my bag. Random coin from... Where is that? I have no idea, but it looks cool. That's not going to work. You still can't see it. Whatever. I think it's from China. Let's see. What else is in here? Oh, spare iPhone cable, because on a trip I didn't have my iPhone cable. Shanghai Sculpture Park. Get all of my knickknacks out of the bag. More China memorabilia. Alright, and that is it for that pocket. Alright, now we're ready to get into the main meat of this guy. Now this is the stuff that I use on pretty much a daily basis when I go and fly. Now you're going to notice right away that... Let me resituate this. So it's... I may bump the mic. Apologies ahead of time. As you can see, I do not have the Betaflight toolkit in here right now. That is this guy right here. I have loved this tool setup. I loved it so much that you can see I went and found a third party. This is from Cocoon. It's called Grid It. It's a bunch of like random links of this like rubberized stretchy stuff. I'm gonna come back and make links for all of this stuff and drop it in the description, so don't sweat it. There will be links to all of these items. The reason that I've swapped over to this, it's very similar. It's got a pocket on the back where I keep the cable for my TS100, as well as a couple of extra wires and some solder, etc. Now, I haven't settled in on exactly what tool thing I'm going to use in the new bag, but I see that there's a spot where I can use this and not take up any room in the bag. Another solution that I have that I'm going to be testing out is this Kriega folding toolkit. This thing is freaking awesome. Okay, so take it apart, undo the strap, and all of this room for your tools. You have this ripstop material here where you could put little knickknacks. But the problem is, if I use this, it's going to end up too fat to stuff into the lid, like the flap on the Torval bag. Whereas if I use this, I can slide it right into that and not take up main compartment space with my tools. That's what I'm thinking right now. But like I said, I'm gonna have to just test with the new system and see what works. Okay, and with that, I'm just gonna have to turn the AC back on because it is hot in here. So there's gonna be a bit of a fan. My apologies. All right, not using that toolkit anymore. Gonna be using this one. Up next, we have, this is like something I just got off of Amazon, and honestly, I'm not really happy with it. It's a kit for filters. So I've got like various ND filters for my lenses. I have, I really like this company. Who was it that makes these? The Breakthrough Photography with like lifetime warranty on there. I don't know, they're cool looking. Anyways, ND filters as well as a diffuser for, I'm just going to go ahead and grab that out so I can show you guys when I get to it. There. Okay. ND filter pouch. Also, stick cam. Look at, oh my god, that dusk white GoPro looking primo. What do you know about that? What do you know about that? Guillermo, you are correct. Tonight's word is knickknacks. We're really just now starting to get into the meat of what's in my bag, and there are going to be so many little doodad contraptions, whatnots, knickknacks, if you will. Dude, it is already hot, Guillermo. Like, it was nice and chill today. I rode the electric skateboard, went and got dinner earlier, and everything was nice, and it started to get warm in here, and I was trying not to turn on the fan. I opened up the window, and it feels like it's like 80. It is. It's 75 degrees outside, so it's hotter outside than it is actually. Whatever. Yeah, it's warm. Let's just say that. All right, so if you're not familiar, chest strap from GoPro. It's nothing that special, but I use it a lot. One of the reasons that I think it's helpful to be able to see what I'm doing with the sticks to get an idea of what I'm doing with my flying. But I also like the stick cam for the fact that then it picks up the audio of us when we're flying. So you get to hear our reactions to the flying, hear the chit chat that's going on in the background, etc. I just find that entertaining. Oh man, this battery strap. Look at this thing. I had a battery fire, and it fused the strap. It melted it in two right here, and it's hard to see on there, but it melted it in two, and that buckle that's normally open on one side is now fused on both sides. All right. Anyways. Does the GoPro being white get dirty a lot? No, honestly, I haven't. I'm going to take a lot of time for questions at the end since it's kind of off to the side and I'm missing a lot of these. My apologies, guys. But the GoPro, I haven't had an issue with that. I honestly, when I went and got a new GoPro, I had to replace both of mine. I usually keep two, and they didn't have any of the Hero 7 blacks in black, so I had to take two whites, and I have not flown this yet, so I'm assuming that it probably is going to look dirty earlier, but I'm not all that concerned about that. Okay, so we're down through the strap. Hiding up here is this little nugget. It's the Bose like teeny tiny Bluetooth speaker. I love this thing because it lasts like I'll use it weeks and not charge it, and then using my battery checker here, I can turn pretty much any LiPo into a USB power bank, and it charges off of USB, so charge it back up while I'm using it, and then it'll be full from that day's flying and be good to go for a couple more weeks. It's surprisingly loud for how tiny it is, and I love how small it is because I end up having it with me regardless of where in the world I am. I have the jams for the session. Okay. Boom. Up here we got a couple more interesting GoPro mounts. These are specialty mounts for my Stingy V2 that are not things that I use on an everyday basis. Number one, this is actually a rearward facing mount. So the bolt pattern is not symmetrical from the front to the back on the Stingy V2, and so this actually will bolt on in the reverse. So when it's hard to see. Actually, let's go back to this one. Bolt on in the reverse, so when you're going forward, the GoPro is then looking backwards and behind and is upside down, but you can fix that in post. Alright, so there's that one. This GoPro mount is actually a vertical GoPro mount if you wanted to film for Instagram stories. I've done a little bit of that, and I kind of wanted to make an Instagram TV video, but I have not done that yet. But I've got it here in handy ready to test out. Yes, battery management does take some time. All right, over here, I'm going to do the things that'll get rid of as much space as quickly as possible. This is a DJI Mavic Air. I don't use it as much as I probably should. It's great for, you know, aerial photography stuff, getting establishing shots, B-roll, transitions from one place to the next. I love it because it's so compact and lightweight, and always have that professional grade stuff with you, no matter where you are. As you can see, I got a couple of lenses in here. Primarily, when I go out and film anymore, I take 3 lenses. The one that you're currently looking through, which is this. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about the lenses in the body. The one you're currently looking through is a Sigma 20mm F1.4 Art lens. And I use that primarily for my vlogging and lots of B-roll and lots of portraits. I also use the 16-35 f4 that's stabilized, but not as often. Yeah, I know, the bag is kind of a yard sale, but that's just because I basically live out of the bag. So I use the Sigma 20mm Art for most of my stuff. My other favorite lens is this one right here. It's the Sigma 35mm f1.4 Art lens. And I will use this for focus pull things on people's face, for B-roll, for portraits. This one's probably actually my favorite lens. And then the third lens that I keep with me is the Sony 90mm f2.8 macro lens. If you want to get really in tight on some gimbals or some motors, that is the one that you're going to go to. Okay, so little things down here. That's something for a lens protector thing that I don't remember putting on. This thing is pretty cool. Let's see. Can I turn it on? Where's the button? There's the button. Oh, it's dead though. Oh wait, no, you gotta hold it down. Boom. Look at that thing. It's hard to tell how bright that is, but that thing is absurdly bright. That is my Part 107 nighttime waiver LED anti-collision system lighting. I got it from Firehouse Technology. It's I got it on Amazon, but it has been tested and meets all of the FAA requirements. It's still in the packaging because I've never used my nighttime waiver to date. Okay. Couple of cool little wire ties, a 1S pack, things that probably won't make it into the next bag because they clearly aren't getting used. Oh, you like... That's right, Mike Chin. That is my Pitmode enabled coffee cup. Unfortunately, I don't know why I didn't do it on the first one. The first one is just the coffee cup, the Pitmode enabled. I've got another one coming that has Pitmode enabled, Pitmode disabled, and I really like it as a coffee cup. You can links below. I'm gonna leave it sitting on my desk so when I work on my quads and I'm powering it up and I don't want the VTX to get all hot, put it in Pitmode, boom, and anyways. Do I worry about dust and FOD, or foreign object debris, for you non-aviation buffs, getting into my goggles? No, I really don't worry about it for the most part. For the most part, this bag stays fairly clean, minus at X-Hover, when we went and chased the buggy, that was just a sandstorm, and I retired the QX7 partly because of that trip, because afterwards there was so much sand and dust in those gimbals, there was no recovering it, so that was how that radio met its match. Oh my god. Mike, you killing me, bruh. Anyways, alright. Moving on. What else? What's next? Let's see. More periphery thing. I got ND filters. If there are a ton of different ND filters out there that you can use. I like these because they are freaking cheap. Is the Freewell. It's a kit that you can get on Amazon. I'm not going to talk too much about it because there's a lot of cooler things that are coming that I've got actually on their way to me, which is 3D printed GoPro mounts with ND filter slots built in. So I'm going to have to get some ND filters that are specific to that system. All right. But next, this is a Peak Design wrist strap. I actually have more than one. This is in the bag in case I forget mine. It works great. I use it as a leash. There's a thing on the camera there so I don't accidentally drop it. Never have been a fan of neck straps, so that's what I use. GoPro Hero 7 Black Dusk White Edition. This is just a little motor nugget. I think actually Tommy gave me this full of spare motors at one point in time, and it's become my little spare motor bag. I always have 2 or 3 of whatever motors that I'm currently using on my setups in this little bag floating around. All right. A little bit of Loctite. Let's come back over to this view. Isn't Mike Chen? All right, so Mike Chen's super chat ASL. Isn't that like old instant messenger, like age, sex? That's it. Age, sex, location. Okay, yeah, I'm not responding to that. You know enough about me as it is. Let's see. Another battery strap. You know what? On my last trip, I thought I was all out of battery straps. I was pulling them off of other rigs, but little did I know they're like floating all over my bag here. Okay. This is that new FPV watch, the one with the MMCX connector for the antenna. I can't remember who makes it. They just have this like nondescript logo. But I dig it. I'm not sure about this whole snap-on Velcro thing, but to have a little FPV screen that I can use on the bench to set up OSD, to test various things, super handy for that. I wish it had a DVR built in. That's the only thing that I would change about it. I mentioned this guy earlier. This is a light that I use. It's really cool. It can adjust not only the brightness, but also whether it's really cool or really warm. It's from let's see, it's from Aputure. It's got this huge heatsink, works for like hours, can be powered off of USB. Another little filmmaking tool. Also comes with this magnetic diffuser, really handy. Can come in clutch if you're trying to film in a car and it's too dark. Pop this up and then you're lit, bro. Like I said, most of this stuff is for making videos. Solid state drives. When I travel, I usually actually have 2 or 3 of these guys. Patch antenna. Let's talk about this. This is the patch antenna for my goggles that I almost never use, and I get a million questions on this. My goggles, as you can see, have an axi nub, and I will use a Mad Mushroom. So 2 Omnis. That's correct. 2 Omnis. It's rare that I find that I want any more than the 2 Omnis, and I'll tell you why. With using rapid fire, the best... is Kevin going to give this bag away? I may give this bag away, but I don't want to commit to it yet because I'm scared that I'm not going to like the new bag enough. Sorry, Torval. I just don't know. I'm scared of change, and so I don't want to commit to giving a bag. I will give a bag away. Let me say that. I will be giving a bag away. Stay tuned for the details. I don't know whether it'll be this bag or the newer Torval bag or a bag from some other person altogether, but as of right now, yeah. Bot Grinder is on Pornhub right now. Oh, no. Anyways. So, solid state drive, toss that away. And yeah, that's right. We had gotten here. Now, I use the 2 Omnis because with rapid fire, what it is doing in rapid fire modes, it is re-interlacing basically the signal, and it is designed to work best with two omnis, two relatively equally strength signals. With this orientation, I have the two omnis at 90 degrees to each other so that their dead zones don't overlap. So if I go above my head, this one, it'll be in the dead zone for this one, and if I go in front of me, it'll be in the dead zone for this one. So I've always got pretty good coverage. Send the nudes. Oh my god. There you go, Kush. No nudes for you, bro. You don't want that. Trust me. Okay. So yeah. Two omnis work great. The only time I feel like I actually need something that I don't have here is if I am flying a good distance away and going behind something. So, for instance, a large field where you go a long ways away and then there's trees on the other side and you go behind the tree. In that case, sometimes I will pull out the patch and throw that on. Or in a bando where you're going a long ways away and putting stuff in between you. But most of the time, I just use the two omnis. The reason I like them better is because I can just throw it in the bag and not worry about knocking the not worry about damaging the receiver. Because honestly, when I first got the rapid fire, and was it the rapid fire? I forget. I think it was when I got the rapid fire. I kept getting this patch caught on stuff and ripping the whole receiver module out. And I was like, I'm gonna kill this thing. I've got to do something different. So I changed the my antenna situation. That was the main thing that I changed. Alright, so those antennas. Moving on to the box under the table. Goggles, as you see, I'm using the Fatshark HDOs along with the rapid fire receiver module. This cable is not currently available as it is. It's from Slaytech. He has a new, I think he's kickstarting something. Man, don't quote me on that. But he's got a new thing where it's a whole circuit board with a lot of cooler features. This one just shows you the voltage on your battery, along with a switch to turn it on and turn it off. You can hear my goggles booting up there. It works great, but yeah, it's 3D printed. The XT60 is coming a little bit loose. This is definitely a prototype that he's working on. He's gonna have a much nicer case for the finished product. So stay tuned to see what Slaytech comes out with. That works off of 326S. All right. I'm gonna be careful with those. Put them somewhere where they're not getting scarred up. Dude, we're almost to the end. These are little bumpers for your GoPro lens. Electrical tape, more battery straps, more Loctite. This is my little, battery checker from ISDT. This thing is bomb. Not only will it will check the battery voltage, it will balance batteries. Although it's so slow, you're never going to use this thing for balancing batteries. But my favorite thing is the fact that my battery checker also doubles as a USB charger. Plug it into any LiPo and it will charge your cell phone, your tablet, your whatever device needs, Bluetooth speaker. You get the idea. This is just a little connectors. It's like basically my knickknacks box. I actually have, oh wait, is it in there? No. Actually, I do have an older VTX. I'll keep a spare VTX, something little. Used to when I used individual ESCs, I'd keep a spare ESC in here as well. Anymore, just mostly screws and standoffs and hardware, a spare prop nuts, etc. Lens locking rings for your FPV camera. Also, this little good luck fairy. I don't remember where I was when I found her, but she was in the field somewhere and she made it into my toolbox and she's been there ever since. So my little good luck fairy. Alright, I think that just about does it. I got my LiPo bag here with just a bunch of different batteries, 18650s. It's really nothing special. Yeah, I like that I can take it out. Oh, I almost forgot the radio. I love this. the protector for my gimbals and for all of the switches when I put my radio in. I don't have to worry about the fact that some of these are going to get messed up. On my QX7, I have switches going like every single direction, from them getting hung up as I slide them in and out of here, from them getting hit from the top. It's not done an excellent job at protecting my radio. I use the tuned antenna on a 45-degree angle. Also, that is just for blowing the dust out of your lenses. Again, the photography thing. A couple of spare little knickknacks also up here. I've got little feet for the Stingy V2. Also a spare FPV antenna, the Axie, which is what I mostly use. And this is one of the lollipops. Somebody was asking before we even started this. Somebody asked before we even started what I thought of the lollipop antennas, how it was in terms of durability. You can see this one has a pretty significant crack in it. It was a pretty nasty crash though. Like, I think that one was the same crash that caused the battery fire. They've held up decently well, about as good as the lollipop, as the Axie, I would say. I got a Sharpie. And that does it. On that note, I have completely emptied out my Betaflight bag, and I am all set to go into the Torval bag. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. Spare carbon fiber pieces. This little nugget here. This is my spare SD card pouch. AirViews gave me the little pouch itself, but my favorite part isn't the pouch itself, but the little thing that I keep inside of it. Now, this one I got at Excel. You can find them on Amazon. It's just a micro SD card holder. I move them from the top. When they're empty, they're at the top, and when I finish them, move them down to the bottom, and it also holds a little micro SD card adapter. Love that thing for keeping all my SD cards organized. All right, now is the time for questions. What y'all got? Apologies that I was not more on it for the comments throughout the stream, guys. It's just kind of, I did not think that through in terms of moving all of my monitors way behind me. All right, actually, I promised to go through and answer everybody's questions from Instagram here. Let's see, what do we got? See all. TrueDX. I don't even know what the new TrueDX is. Ooh, how is it organized? What gear at which place? Number one, as you can see, there was like no organization, and that's one of the big things that I don't like about the Betaflight bag, is once you get into the bag itself, all of those compartments, if I put stuff in one place and then carry it around, it moves. It doesn't do a very good job of keeping things in their place, and so it ends up being just a yard sale. I tend to put little knickknacks that I just remember. Hey, the thing to clean my lens is up where my radio is. I got spare antennas up there as well. I've always used the side pockets for my GoPro batteries and SD cards, but other than that, there's not a ton of organization. I'm going to be aiming to get more organized with the new bag, which is going to mean basically more compartmentalizing of bags. What am I drinking on? I am drinking Southern Pines Man of Law IPA. Boom. It's pretty tasty. No complaints. Let's see. How fast can I put it out? Okay, that's one of the things that I really like about the Betaflight bag, is the fact that the radio is on the top, so I can get the radio out without having to dig in to all the other compartments. But it's also one of the downfalls. Like, if you're gonna put a separate compartment for the radio, make a separate compartment for the goggles. If those were on the top, so that I could have a quad with a battery strapped to it, and you're driving down the road, see something crazy, you need to get at it really quick to hit it, you know, it's not going to last. I don't know what it would be. A train. Not a train, but I don't know. You get the idea. I would love to have the ability to grab, without getting into the main compartment, grab my goggles, grab my radio, grab the quad off the front, and go fly. But it just doesn't do that. It's like halfway there. Yeah, it is an IPA, dangerous. I'm all about the IPAs. I love the QX7. I like the Nirvana better overall in terms of usage. If you're gonna use the 2.4 gigahertz protocol, I'd probably still go with the QX7 over the Nirvana. What bag is that, and what charger do I use? So that's the Betaflight bag. In terms of charger, I use a ton of different chargers. ISDT chargers. The D2, I think the tube A with the one that plugs in the wall. I also have like multiple Q6s, as well as my favorite, which is the iCharger 406 Duo. All right. Bong Slide asks, do you have wallet-sized pictures of yourself that you pre-sign for all the hot moms? Why, yes, I do, Bong Slide. Oh, man. Do I like grapes? Yes, I do. This one does taste a little citrusy. But I've actually got two. I was in North Carolina recently, and this is some local North Carolina brew that I enjoy. Favorite tool set? You know, honestly, let's talk about this. Where did my tool pouchy thingy go? So, in terms of 2mm drivers, like the Allen key drivers, 6 one, have a dozen the other. If it's one of the ones that's got a lot of the weight relief in it, I do appreciate that. Every little bit helps on the road. But one of my favorite tools are these. They're Crescent brand. I get them at Home Depot. But these needle nose pliers, you can't see it. Like, hang on. They're so freaking thin. They're like, I tried using tweezers for holding wires when I'm soldering stuff, and I don't like tweezers as much as these. These are like the best needle nose pliers I've ever got. Comes in a set. You get the needle nose, you get the dikes as well, the flush cutters. I love those. Yeah, tool set. I don't like have a favorite tool set. This is just like a hodgepodge of things that I've found useful. Those are awful pliers, but they just don't die, and I can't seem to lose them. So they're still there. Got flashlights, prop tools. I've used these ratcheting wrenches for. Somebody asked about prop tools in my comments here. I've used these ratcheting wrenches forever. You can get them for like $2 or $3 at Home Depot. Work great, last a long time. Recently, I've started using this Speedix. It's a one-way bearing. So basically, it works pretty much the same way that these ratcheting wrenches work. You can, if you put it on one side, it'll loosen, the other side will tighten, and it does the ratcheting for you. It's pretty handy. How do you tighten your props without cutting yourself? I don't. I just cut the crap out of myself. Mostly, I get carbon fiber splinters. I like music while flying, but I also like to hear the quad prop noise, so I prefer to fly with the music coming out of speakers. Aloha to you. Dikes, it's what I think. Yeah, I call them dikes, Guillermo. The flush cutters, same thing. Field charging. I really don't do any field charging. I have the T2 if I'm in a bind, but most of the time, no. Do I fly any KISS gear? No, because KISS was always very. It just wasn't reliable. It was inconsistent, and I had a huge problem with that. But I haven't tried any of the KISS V2 stuff, so I can't really speak to that. What extra parts do I bring? As you can see, I bring extra everything, usually including extra quads. Most of the time, I get all of my spare parts off of the quads, but occasionally I'll dip into the parts in my bag. Portable soldering iron, TS100, hands down, best portable soldering iron. Lenses, I already went over that. What kind of prop wrench did that? I think that covers all of the Instagram questions. All right. Well, we've been going for almost an hour, so I'm going to be wrapping it up shortly. I didn't want to make this too long of a live stream. I just wanted to get through all of the things that I'm using and post links to all of those things in the description. So check the description below for links to all of the items. I don't want to turn this into a 2-hour long live stream, but I also didn't want to have to edit a video of me just going through what's in my bag. So I appreciate you bearing with me while I just went through this live. Get on that KISS V2. I know I'm going to have to try out the KISS V2. Yamaha inverter, what? Oh. News on the Forged Stingy. Yes, there is news. I've got a brand new version of the Forged that we are going to be trying around here. Basically, the Forged that we are trying is like faux forged at this point, where it is carbon fiber in the middle and forged veneers on the outside, and we've got some really promising things, but we're still kind of in the testing phase and trying to decide which supplier we're going to go with. Desk mic. This is the Blue Snowball. Soldering iron. You can't go wrong with the TS100. Once I got that thing, I don't even use a different soldering iron. It's the only thing that I use. I use it on the bench. I use it in the field. I use it everywhere. These are my only tools. If I'm working on quads at home, I pull it out of my bag and on the bench, and I use it. When I go flying, I pack up all of my tools, and I take them to the field with me. So I always have all of the tools that I always use. No nudes. I love the Dominator lines. The problem is they all feel a little bit different, and you're best off trying them out before you buy. So if you can, go fly with some local guys and hope that they have various types. Thank you for the sub, bruh. All right, well, with that, I'm going to call it a night. Please click that like, subscribe, comment, all of the things. I appreciate you guys joining me, and we'll catch you next time. Going to be flying this week. I got a lot of stuff coming for you, so catch you next time. Bye.